deals. And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56.
We're back. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Barrelup Podcast with your host, John Carlos. I got my boy, Daryl the Guru, co-host of the show, and my boy, Brando, as another co-host of the show. You guys know him already. Today is a very special day, very special evening for us, for every baseball fan in the world, because, without further ado, we are officially back. Major League Baseball is officially back. Para los que no entienden, las grandes ligas están de vuelta. For every baseball fan in the world, nos sentimos muy orgullosos. Everything is going well with the plans that MLB has in place. They have finally came into an agreement with the Players Union. MLB has sat down all 30 team CEOs, and they have came into an agreement. What do you guys think? What's going on, brother? Talk to me. Go ahead, Doug.
Well, finally, after 2-3 months of negotiations,
Yep.
MLB, offering a proposal, MLBPA shooting it down, then counter-offering, all that bullshit.
It's facts.
It's embarrassing. It was embarrassing to the game, but finally we got a 60-game season, and we're getting ready to go.
It put the major leagues as one of the top premier sports in the world. It put Major League Baseball as a company. It pretty
hindered it.
Yeah, because NBA got back to playing. They got into agreement quick. You got the NHL, NFL's they saying they're gonna play.
Right.
So it looked bad. It looked bad on MLB's part.
I was born in 1996, and in 1994, Major League Baseball went on a strike. Similar situation. No virus was going on around that time, but they ended up forfeiting the whole year. Thankfully enough, finally, the word finally is very prominent in this debate. Finally, they came into an agreement. It took long enough. I don't understand how Robert Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, of all Major League Baseball, how he and even though he works for the 30 teams, the 30 owners, I don't understand how they couldn't come into an agreement way before this time. Like Brando mentioned, the NBA came into an agreement fast. They're ready to play. But now, we're going to have a shortened season, one, because of the coronavirus, and two, because of the delay of the agreement. There was players like Bryce Harper and etc. that had proposed what seemed to be prominent schedules for the year. A 135-game season was the proposal by Bryce Harper and his schedule that he created. So we're definitely happy that baseball's coming back, but we will want to see the whole season take place. That's not going to happen this year, and there is some exciting things that will take place this year, like spring training. The extended spring training is going to start July 1st. Am I correct, guys?
Yep.
July 1st, extended spring training. And the season is set to start the 23rd or the 24th of July, which is awesome. Great.
Correct.
Another new thing to talk about, and I want to dive into this, is that this year, the universal designated hitter will be implemented on both leagues, in both leagues. Talk to me about that, guys.
Well, to be honest,
What changes? What changes in the game, in the atmosphere with a universal DH?
it makes it more difficult on pitchers because there's no easy out now.
Right.
There's 1 through 9, everybody can hit, everybody can produce. So now the game becomes more technical, more mental of how to pitch to people, and therefore I feel the game is going to be more competitive.
Right.
And we're going to see it. There's going to be more runs scored. It's going to be the little things that matter are going to come back to baseball instead of just.
In what way does this benefit a pitcher? Because it could negatively impact a pitcher's game, but it can also positively affect them.
Well, for pitchers, they won't get exerted with batting. That's
Right.
one thing. They don't have to focus on, I have to lay this sack bun down to move the guy over to get some runs. Now he's just focusing on not letting up any runs.
Right, not letting up any runs. And what I believe that is going to positively affect the pitcher with a DH is that they're going to get more run support. They're going to have that extra bat in the lineup that's going to provide either power, contact, average, you name it. now you can actually say that the level playing field will be leveled actually within the National League and American League, because there's always a stigma towards the National League and American League, meaning that people always say that there's better hitters in the American League than there is in the National League, and that's always been a debate. But now, with the universal DH come to play, now we're going to see who's who.
The playing field is even.
That's a fact.
We're going to see. And I also like this idea, excuse me, because like the universal DH was trying to be implemented back a couple years back, but they said they came with all these excuses, if you want to call them. But I feel like this is going to be the future. Like they're going to take out pitchers hitting in the major leagues, which is good. So they pretty much like a test trial, if you think about it.
What do you think about that, man?
I'm all for it. I've been a fan of this rule change for a while now, for a couple seasons. It gives guys like Yoenis Cespedes a chance to play every day. Guys like Robinson Cano as well. It gives guys that who will normally be focusing on AL teams. Guys like Nelson Cruz who couldn't play in the NL because he has to stay in the AL to DH.
My question is as follows: is this a change that is going to go going forward, or just for this season?
So right now it's just for these next 2 upcoming seasons, because
Okay.
after the 21 season is a new CBA, so they have to go into negotiations again to find out how the next 5 to 10 years of baseball is going to look like. And I think that these next 2 years are going to be a main factor in determining whether the DH is a rule that's going to stick around forever now.
Okay. Oh, hopefully it does stick around, because it will just make the game a little bit more competitive. Obviously, to play baseball at the highest level in the major league level, you have to be on top of your game. You have to be considered a 5-2 player or an all-star, because you're battling against the greats, you know. But personally speaking, yeah, this change, I'm all for it. But just changing the game of baseball, to me, it does not register in my head all the way. Why? Because, like we've talked in the past, there's been a lot of plans towards the change of the game of baseball, which would be like robotic umpires. They already implemented the pitcher time clock, where the pitcher has 25 seconds to deliver the ball. So that
speed up game of play, but
I understand speeding the game of play, but then again, that's adding even more pressure to the pitcher and even the hitter, because when a hitter's at the batter's box and he hacks away and he doesn't, get a positive result, it's his time to, step out of the box, regroup, recharge. But now with this all mechanical stuff like that's going on, it's like you're timing
mechanism. Everything is out of sorts because you're rushed. That's it. Simple.
So you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, with hitter, as most baseball players, hitter is just your timing. If you don't have timing, you don't feel comfortable, and that's just
facts.
That is.
So what I don't want to see happening is that they take away the human umpires. That's one that's in the talks. I'm all for the DH, like I said. Number 2, the pitcher clock, I guess I'm okay with that. But as far as talking about changing the playoff picture and all that stuff, leave it as it is. Why? Why do I say this? Because teams really have to prove that they're worthy of being in the postseason, I understand Robert Manfred's ideal, the way he thought, like his situation where more teams will be playing in the playoffs and all that stuff. But listen, that's where it all comes to play, where team executives have to draft properly, have to go out there and draft the guys that are going to make a change for the team in the upcoming years. Talk to me about that, Darryl. What do you think?
Yeah, you kind of hit the hammer on the nail, but the expanded playoffs, all that, it's all fun to think about. More teams, teams that usually don't make it, could make it, but the way they kept it, which is the 10 teams, I think that's valid. You really do have to go out there and prove that you're the best team. But I think for this season, it's a 60 games, so whoever is coming out swinging first, whoever's on fire, those are the teams that are going to go in. So it doesn't really prove much if you win this year, in my opinion.
Right, that's what I was saying.
It's just whoever can start off better, whoever can be consistent.
I disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Because, bro, it's the same. It doesn't matter. You're playing a season that it's shorter, yes, but that's also benefit a lot of players and a lot of teams. That because there's some teams that they start off hot, and then eventually they come back down to earth,
right?
Because they show the true colors,
right?
So therefore, now with 60 games, if you get off to a 20-8 start, you're in the playoffs, and that could be a team that a Pittsburgh Pirates, a Miami Marlins, some team that is not accustomed for you to see them winning games, but if they get hot early, that makes a difference.
Both valid points right there. I'm not gonna lie, both of them are valid points. But my way of thinking about all this and tying it back, because I'm a firm believer that everything is relative in life. Tying it back to the time that they took to make this agreement, right? So that we can have baseball back. Isn't that going to rush the process of pitchers, mainly pitchers? You know that pitchers, obviously, they start their off-season training before any positional player.
Correct.
Now, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to sit here and say that all the pitchers and all the players were slacking off during this quarantine, because they weren't. But it's not the same level of work and intensity and preparation that you have on a regular schedule. Today's the 25th of June. In 5 days, we'll be in July. You have less than a month as a pitcher to get mid-season form ready. What can go wrong?
Well, a lot can go wrong, but as you said, like, no pitcher has been slacking off. We've been watching videos of some of our favorite pitchers. They've been working out. They've been in parking lots and garages. They've been on fields. They've been throwing. So pretty much, if they kept themselves healthy long enough to pitch come next week and the following weeks to continue, I think it doesn't matter when the season starts, just as long as they're healthy and they're able to pitch. But the thing is that it affects the hitters more because the hitters haven't seen live pitching. So I feel like the pitchers do have a bigger advantage coming into this season. So
the pitchers have, to Daryl's point, the pitchers have a bigger advantage coming into this season to dominate. But then again, as a hitter, yeah, I haven't seen live pitching in 3 months, right?
Longer, probably.
Well, probably longer, right? But then again, in my opinion, I feel like the hitters, it will take like 3 weeks, 2 weeks for them to get in-game season ready. What do you think, bro?
There's some guys that have come out and said, like, I've sometimes haven't been ready. Maybe I'm in June, I'm ready. And that's already 2 months into the season.
Right.
Like, you can really go into a slump, and this is only 2 months. So if you get into a slump, this year you might as well not even count it. Like yo, I don't know about 2020. That wasn't me. But you could also come out and be hot. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends. It all depends, man. But the pitchers do have the advantage regardless. For this type of play format, 2 months, 60 games, you don't have time.
We haven't talked about this yet, but can any one of you tell me if games are programmed to being played at home fields or still in the whole Florida dilemma?
So right now with Florida, there are cases in coronavirus.
Shit, skyrocketing.
I was just reading something too, but go ahead.
So right now, teams are playing in their home ballparks. Pending whether the state is open or not, but majority of the states are open. So they will be playing in home ballparks, and then the format of the actual season is you play within the division. So you play 40 games against your division rivals, and you play 20 games against the same regional team. So for example, if I'm the Yankees, I'm playing 40 games against the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, all of them in my division. And then 20 games against probably the Mets, and probably either the Nationals or Atlanta Braves.
Or the Phillies that are
close by. So it'll be whoever's close by. So it'll be all AL, NL East teams play each other, Central and West.
And that's to avoid. I was reading. That's to avoid. They don't want people traveling. They don't want the teams traveling. Maybe if you want to take a bus, keep it local, pretty much, because you don't want to.
You want to mitigate the risk.
Correct. Of coronavirus. I was reading here that the Blue Jays haven't been approved from the Canadian government to play in Toronto. So they're saying that if they don't get approved in time, Toronto will have to share their home games with the Tampa Bay Rays. They're in the same division, so it really doesn't really matter or anything. But that's an interesting. I find that to be interesting. Also, another thing that I was reading, there will be no more 10 p.m. Eastern time games because all the games are going to be played West Coast. You're in the West Coast. If you're in the Central, you're playing Central. So there's no more late night games, which is in a way it sucks because I do like those 10 p.m. games.
But we'll still get the 7 p.m. games?
Yeah, so like for example, it'll be 7, but it'll be 4 o'clock West Coast time.
Promise you guys now, whoever's watching and whoever will watch this upcoming on YouTube, this will be on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Barrelup Podcast. Follow the page on Twitter, Barrelup Baseball, or Barrelup Podcast, sorry. And on Instagram, Barrelup_baseball, right? We promise you now that if all plans go as follows, right? If the Yankees are playing in 161 in the Bronx, we will be there, masks and all. If the Red Sox are playing in Fenway Park, we will be there, masks and all. If the Mets are playing in their home field, yes, I am a Met fan, we will be there. So we'll give you the live footage that you need. 1, we're going to try and talk to players. 2, and also we're going to get the live feel of what it is to witness a game during quarantine. 3. So if you guys are scared about hitting the field and going to see your favorite players, we're not. We're going to get you there. Anyway, another question that I have that I didn't research myself, but I'm pretty sure these guys did. Before I ask the question, a lot of the time that was spent on deliberation for the agreement to come into play was cha-ching, cha-ching, was money. Money talk.
Yeah.
You had Blake Snell as one of the first players to say, when MLB was proposing on paying players like half of their, not even half, a quarter of their salary, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Blake Snell was like, I'm not going to risk my whole career, basically, for a quarter of my pay and for a midway season, like a shortened season.
Shortened season,
Okay?
less money.
So, and I understood him. I understood both parts because I'm a player and I'm a fan. I'm a coach. We're all podcast hosts, and all that stuff. We're in the game 24/7. But I feel like there is no baseball without fans. So,
It really isn't.
in my opinion, I was more 60-40, meaning 60 more with the fans. I don't give a fuck about the money or nothing. I just want to see you guys play. 40 with the players and their money and their situation. What is the proposal now, guys, for payroll, salary for players?
So right now, all players will be getting paid prorated salaries, full prorated salaries, which means they'll get paid per game instead of a season long. So a player making 60 mil, 40 mil will be getting basically probably like 600K per game. I'm not good with the math, so. But.
Okay. So,
But I did the math, and what's funny to me is they're gonna get paid. Most of the players are gonna get paid less than half of what their salary was gonna be.
less than half.
So they at the end, the players ended up taking less money, but now they're gonna play. So pretty much what they wanted to do, but now they lost. Instead of getting half, which was proposed at a point, just half. Now they're gonna get less than half.
Which goes and ties, see how everything is relative? It goes and ties back to my point. So all this arguing, all this time lost was for nothing. Meaning, we could have been in game number 30 already of 90. I'm adding 30 more games to what the proposed season is right now.
Yep.
You could have had at least 90 games, right? Or even 100. But this just goes to show that Rob Manfred, I'm sorry. Listen, bro, you need to either tighten up your game or busquen otro, señores, because let's get another commissioner because I kid you not, if Bud Selig was still around,
Yeah, this would never happen.
this would not be happening. He would be sitting down with every team owner every day to try and get this settled way before what they did now.
First off, rest in peace, Bud Selig.
Rest in peace, Bud Selig.
Passed away. Second, he was an owner, so he knows the in and outs of what it is the owners want, which is why there was never. Well, I think the strike. He was the commissioner when the strike happened back in '94.
Yeah, he was.
But like, he would know because you're coming from that
Ownership.
place. Rob Manfred was he was working at MLB. He worked his way up and he got promoted to become the commissioner.
For God's sakes, give the job to Joe Torre or to La Russa that are in the front offices of Major League Baseball. Who the fuck is Robert Manfred? He came from a hole in the wall to take the crown. And not only is he trying to change the game, way before the coronavirus even hit, he was trying to make changes. Which I thought, the only positive change that I saw fit was that he was trying to internationalize the game even more. Take it to Italy. He brought it to Japan. Great. Other than that, I can't say it's you by yourself making these decisions. Maybe it's your team of advisory. But you guys got to get in tune with what the fans want. Another thing. Let the fucking players play. I'm sorry for cursing. Let the players play. Let the players express themselves. If my team is red, right? Red jersey, and I want to wear white, red, and blue cleats, let me wear them. Let me express myself. Let me play freely. In other leagues like the NBA and in football, NFL, the flyest uniforms, the flyest apparel, they want to put a show on for the fans, for themselves. They want to feel good. That makes you feel good. But most importantly, they're putting a show for the fans. A lot of people criticize my man Acuna with his level of play, his intense level of play, that he's always taunting and perreando. Coño, déjenlo jugar, mi mano. That's how he plays. Everybody should be left alone to play how they want to play.
Correct.
Not taking it to the point where you're going to taunt to the point that you're going to fight a player. We don't condone fighting. But then again, make it even more competitive. Make it more worthwhile. We want to bring the viewers back to baseball, right?
And I got a little story too. I remember watching a Cardinals game, and the broadcast team was talking about how, what's this guy's name?
Give me a second before you continue. Buck Seeley, I didn't mean to say rest in peace. You're still alive.
He's still alive.
I messed up.
I thought he died. I'm sorry. I thought he died too.
Yeah, I messed up. He's a little up there. That's my fault.
He wanted to Google.
Yeah, I had to. I'm not trying to kill nobody on the podcast. No, I'm not doing that. God forbid. Buck Seeley, I'm here for you.
But anyway, go ahead, Darryl.
What you were saying?
Yeah, so they was telling a story how, I forgot his name.
St. Louis? You said St. Louis?
Yeah, St. Louis, but I forgot this dude's name. He's with Atlanta now.
Osuna.
Yeah, Marcell Ozuna used to wear a lime green batting sleeve.
Yeah.
So did Cespedes. Anyway.
And then MLB called up St. Louis and said, listen, he can't wear that. And, St. Louis, they obliged. It's like, all right, listen, you can't wear it. You have to change it to a team color. So they changed it to red. And his numbers went way down.
One of the biggest slump of his life.
Way down. And it was like, you know what? Throw that lime green sleeve back
on.
Started raking. And right now, well, not right now, but back then they paid all his fines that he got.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
This is why I call him the guru. This is exactly why. Those are inside stories that not even ESPN has access to yet. But let the players express themselves. Let them play. When we go and exhibit the best talent in the World Baseball Classic, you see Manny Machado with a pair of Jordan 12 cleats, one red, one blue. That shit looks fly as fuck. He's representing his country. Let them represent your team. Let the Bronx Bombers represent the Bronx. Oh no, you gotta be shaving up. No problem, I understand that. Steinbrenner family, professional, get that. But if I want to wear a blue sleeve here and a white sleeve and that says Yankees and Venezuela here, Libertadores, I'm doing it. Because not only am I representing the league, not only am I representing the team, I'm representing my country. Correct. Yep. We want to give a lot of these countries that don't have opportunities. We don't have a lot of players from Curacao. There's a couple, right? But there should be more. It shouldn't only be predominantly whites, Dominicans, Cubans now, Venezuelans, everywhere. There's a lot of Italian players that can show out, we want to take this to another level. Viewing rates have gone down in the past 10 years, right?
Yeah.
The only way it's going to go up is if the MLB commissioners or the head of MLB listens to who? The fans, not the players, the fans, because the players play based what the fans say, right?
Correct.
Let them play. If, what's this guy's name? The one that got traded to the Dodgers, lefty, David Price. If David Price wants to wear the flyest Jordans as cleats, let him wear it. Let him do it.
Yeah, They're MLB, whoever the group that's controlling.
There's a lobbying group.
It's Major League Baseball. You got baseball players that literally have worked all their life to achieve the goal of becoming a major leaguer, and then you're restricting them to express themselves. Pretty much, that's not, to me, that doesn't sit right with me, because that's what excites people. Like, us growing up, we got a hit. We're hyped. We're clapping our hands. We're chanting. Let's go.
You know
what I'm saying?
This makes me miss Jose Reyes. La melaza, mi hermano. Ojalá que tú estés oyendo esto. José Reyes, loco, se venía con unos ganchos azules hoy. Otro mañana, orange, anaranjado. Loco, chispa, encendido. People would go to City Field at the time, even to Shea Stadium at the time, City Field, to watch David Wright and Jose Reyes.
Facts.
Why? Because Jose Reyes... Energy. Yo, the whole crowd. When Jose Reyes used to hit a triple with his uniform all like color coordinated, everything was, bro, that was excitement. But since he's Dominican, since he's a minority, no, we can't have him as a face of baseball. In no way, shape, or form. Not saying he was. But like, yo, give players the merit that they deserve, you know? Not so black and white. Leave room for the gray. That's my point right there, man.
I hear you.
Talking more amongst that and more things that correlate to the actual situation, let's talk about the draft this year. MLB draft this year. How many rounds was it?
5.
How many rounds is it on a regular?
30, 80.
80 rounds. Okay?
There was a lot of players those 80 rounders that didn't get drafted.
Bro, ¿tú sabes cuánta gente, loco, pusieron numerito en high school y en college de 400 que el año pasado hubiesen firmado? They would have signed. And now, right now, they're playing MLB The Show and watching Barrelup podcast right now. Bro, that was sad. And teams, I understand, not a lot of revenue was generated to the point of the draft. But you mean to tell me that billionaire teams, don't tell me that one of those 30 is not a billionaire organization, because they all are, right? We'll look it up. You're going to tell me you didn't have resources allocated for this? You're going to cut X amount of minor leaguers, they all lost their jobs. And not on top of that, you're going to cut 20 minor league teams. So from 160 teams, you got 140. The hardest sport to make it in, you're going to make it even harder.
That's exactly.
The hardest sport to make it in.
Listen, for some people that don't know, you have a better chance of winning the lottery than making it as a major leaguer. That's a proven fact. Snapple fact.
Darryl, what do you got to say about this shit, man?
That's a Snapple fact.
Chill. Took the words out of my mouth. But hey, I mean, the owners, they're getting greedier. They're getting greedier by the year.
Yeah.
I think it's all going to be set in stone right after the new CBA when they get their ass handed to them by the players union.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, we just got to take it in stride. We got 60 games at least.
True.
At least there's baseball.
At least there's baseball. At least.
Because, man, summer wouldn't be summer without baseball, though.
Absolutely. I
To
was
be
watching
honest.
games in Korea at 5 in the morning, man.
Oh.
I'm tired of that shit.
Oh. Ding, ding, ding. Another thing, you crazy fucks. Stop giving these $300 million contracts for 10 years. That is eliminating the possibility of signing notable players. How you going to tell me that a Starlin Castro, bro, Starlin Castro at the age of 29, look up the numbers if you want. Starlin Castro at the age of 29, right? 10 years in the majors. 9 to 10, even, I think it's 10. In his first 10 years in the majors, has more hits than Derek Jeter in his first 10 years and than Adrian Beltre in his first 10 years. And you mean to tell me that this guy is only going to get a 2-year contract, only securing 2 years of playing time? Not even a starter, because you have Asdrubal Cabrera there, stud. You have him there that's going to platoon with him. The game is getting younger and younger and younger. Mi hermano no tiene ni 30 años.
That's true.
And he has numbers, mejores números que Jeter a los 30 años, a los 29 años. Mejores números que Adrian Beltre. Jeter, Adrian Beltre, they have one thing in common. Hall of Fame.
And guys like Villar.
Jonathan Villar.
Struggling to get on teams. Playing for absurd teams like the Marlins right now.
You got the hat on. Anyway, Jonathan Villar, otro jugador que ha metido mano. No me le están dando el chance.
Bro.
Yasiel Puig todavía no tiene contrato firmado.
Where's he going to play this year?
He should get a team, bro, because there's a universal DH, right? Even though he got a chooch.
No, he will.
Bro, he has a chooch.
He will be on the team. I heard the Mets they were looking into him before anything started to sign him.
I am not taking anything away from Robinson Cano, signed a 10-year contract, $240 million. I'm not taking anything away from Albert Pujols, $240 million, 10 years, right? I'm not taking anything away from Bryce Harper, 13 years.
Mike Trout.
13 years, 330.
30.
I'm not taking anything away from Machado. I love you, Machado. I'm not taking anything away from you guys. You guys are producing, right?
How about Stanton?
Trout.
I'm taking everything away from fucking Stanton,
But
bro.
what about Mike Trout, though?
No, Mike Trout,
He's that's it.
bro, he's the exception.
He's the exception.
He's the exception of baseball right
And I
now.
think he's underpaid.
For real?
So what do you think he's worth, man?
Half a billion dollars?
He's paid.
Bro.
He's worth the franchise. He's worth
Bro.
the franchise.
$500 million for a baseball player? So what are we talking about in 10 years down the line? Because unfortunately, there's gonna be a better version of whatever is the best version.
La cosa mía es, yo le voy a decir algo a ustedes, ahora me voy en español un poco. Yo como dueño de un equipo, vamos a suponer, this is a hypothesis. I got Manny Machado on the market, hypothetically speaking, right? Spanglish, sorry. I'm lit right now. Si yo le doy 300, if I give Manny Machado $300 million for 10 years, do I really think Manny Machado is going to stay with the Padres for 10 years?
Absolutely not.
If you have a no trade clause.
And hey,
No, I'm joking.
that's politics. He definitely
He has an opt out.
He definitely has a trade clause.
But
Now, if the team is winning, he'll stay.
yeah. But the thing is that he is the piece. Remember, all these franchises, they build on one player. Manny Machado is the player they're gonna build around in San Diego. Okay, they got Fernando Tatis Jr. He's eventually gonna overpass Manny Machado because he's younger in age. So therefore, San Diego's gonna be good for the next 15 years. They're gonna be competitive because they have two pieces that draw attention,
Right.
bring other players,
And
they have a good farm system.
Pero
as well.
brother, pero espérate, papi, espérate. Lo que trae,
Now-
no todos los fanáticos son fieles como los fanáticos de los Mets, que tienen más de cuántos años que no ganan.
Since 86.
Desde el 86 no ganan, ¿verdad?
That's 34. Gonna be
Loco,
34 years.
lo que trae fanático al play es
Yeah,
que el
yeah.
equipo gane.
Yeah, you're right.
¿Tú
You're
me
correct.
entiendes, loco?
You're correct. But also, you could have there's some fanatics that just like baseball.
True.
Because look, you go to Oakland. Oakland hasn't won anything in years, and those games are packed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a football stadium. I don't care what anybody
It
says.
is a football
That is
stadium.
not a baseball stadium.
It's a Raiders
that
stadium.
houses 100,000 people, and they sell out 40,000 almost every night. So you gotta. I don't know.
Eddie, si está en sintonía, mi hermano, que te veo ahí, gracias por tu apoyo siempre. Queremos que tú nos digas tu pensamiento sobre estos contratos multimillonarios, multianual, ¿entiendes? Ya estoy hablando de contratos de 10 años o más. ¿Cuáles son tus pensamientos?
Tú quieres cortarlo. ¿A ti te gustaría ver menos años?
A mí me gustaría ver máximo 7 años. ¿Sabes por qué? Porque, vamos a suponer, si un equipo en un contrato que le digan a Manny Machado de 300, ¿verdad? Por 10 años, a los 5 años, si no han ganado, coño, 50, mínimo 50 de esos o 100 de esos se pueden usar para adquirir la pieza clave que se necesita para el equipo. Claro.
I got something to say. The White Sox offered Manny Machado the same amount he signed with the Padres. In
Okay.
10 years, $300 million. He didn't sign with the White Sox, right?
Correct.
No, he did not.
You did it.
Alright, so this is what the White Sox did with that $300 million they offered him. They signed Yasmani Grandal,
1,
Correct.
Dallas Keuchel,
2,
Gio Gonzalez,
3,
Edwin Encarnacion,
4,
Steve Cishek.
5.
No more. Oh, they
No
traded.
more.
They
No
traded
traded for
for
no more.
For no more
They
Gonzalez.
extended Luis Robert. Extended.
Yeah, Luis Robert, you got it.
They extended Big Baby. What's this dude's name? Eloy Jimenez.
Eloy Jimenez.
They extended second baseman who was on the Red Sox.
The second baseman is Tony Garcia.
No.
No.
Moncada.
Third baseman.
Extended him and signed a ton of relief pitching with that $300 million.
The White Sox have the pieces.
They have the pieces.
That's
to win.
that.
The White Sox are my sleeper team. We're gonna get to that. ¿Me entiende? Darrow acaba de traer un punto clave. Le ofrecieron los White Sox, Chicago White Sox, le ofrecieron 300 a Machado por lo mismo, por 10 años. Machado no se fue para allá. ¿Qué hicieron con esos 300? Tienen a Edwin Encarnación, tienen a
Grandal.
Yasmani Grandal, tremendo catcher.
Gio Gonzalez.
Tiene a Gio González, a Dallas Keuchel, ¿verdad? Con 300 millones.
Y Steve Cishek, que es un buen relevista.
Steve Cishek cambiaron por Nomar Mazara, que es uno de mis favoritos en el outfield.
Es un pelotero muy
Excitante, loco.
underrated.
Tiene un futuro brillante.
Tiene un potencial.
Para mí, Chicago tiene muchos chances para ganar. Chicago no ha ganado desde 2005.
Que le ganó a Houston.
Que le ganó Houston, ¿verdad? Don't sleep on Chicago. Chicago is a good contender this year.
Los White Sox pueden ser el equipo que pueden sorprender. Y no que se van a sorprender.
Ahora, la pregunta del año, señores. ¿Repetirán los nacionales de Washington?
Yo no veo por qué no.
Will they repeat this year?
I don't see why not the Nationals cannot repeat.
Elaborate.
I think the team got better. They got Starling Castro,
One.
who's a bona fide hitter, defense.
Before you talk about their acquisitions, talk to me about the players that were moved away from the team.
I believe they lost Matt Adams, which wasn't a big piece. He was just a
It was the
bat.
Mets, right?
Yeah, he was just a bat. There you go. That's the universal DH. See?
Facts.
See how they work
They lost their
together?
biggest piece, well, one of their biggest piece, their baseman.
Rendon.
They lost Rendon, but they got Spencer Keeboom, who's coming up. He's supposed to be a shortstop, but Trey Turner has that on hold. So, él va a jugar tercera. Who played third base?
¿Quién está quechando por ellos? ¿Pedro Severino?
No.
No.
Whoa.
Yan Gomes.
Suzuki. Jan Gong.
Yan
Gomes,
Gomes and
sorry,
Kurt
both of
Suzuki.
them.
Kurt Suzuki está vivo todavía.
Who are great veteran
Kurt
catchers.
Suzuki's a fucking
Beast.
Very underrated, very quiet player, but can produce. Has done all his career.
So, del 1 al 10, ¿cuánto tú le das a los nacionales para que repitan?
I'm a Mets fan, and I'm gonna give him an 8.5.
Okay.
I give them a 7 because there's too many good teams out here.
I'll give them a
in a
7.5.
shortened season, it's way too many good teams.
Right. Now, señores, espérense, no podemos irnos del show sin hablar de esto. Porque ahora sí es verdad que yo les voy a hablar mierda. Ustedes quieren oír mierda, pero mierda con sentido. ¿Y los Yankees ahora? ¿Ah? Los Yankees. Mucha gente que me habla, ¿no? Que prestigious, que Bronx Bombers, que Baby Boomers, que afeitadito. Y ahora lo que salió. What happened with the Yankees now? That they got a federal letter sent to their team offices saying, quote unquote, that they're being investigated for the 2017 season and sign stealing.
Yo, they cheated. They cheaters, man.
Yo, they want to go
with no win.
with no win. Damn, they want to go hard. They want to go hard. Everybody wants to go hard at the Astros. Go ahead.
No, but that's why. Because, bro, it's in life.
That's politics.
No, it's in life. It is politics, but it's life.
It's death.
Listen, let's say we're an example outside of baseball, real quick. We're us three right here. If I steal something and you were with me, I'm gonna take you down with me. But we gonna leave that out? No, he's coming too. Just because I don't want to do it by myself and you don't want to do that, go to jail time by yourself too. So the same thing with baseball. Jose Canseco, all that steroid, I've been saying it, was because of one person got caught and he's gonna write everybody out.
Hell yeah.
Now, with the sign stealing, Houston got caught. The Yankees whined and cried. Oh yeah,
putting more fire to the fire.
yeah, and they didn't think it was gonna backfire. It was gonna spin back to them.
My question is this though.
That's
Whoever knew that information about the Yankees sign stealing is not 100% known for a fact, but it's 90% known for a fact that they did. Whoever knew this information was holding on to the right moment.
Yup.
To just let it go.
Thank you.
Yup.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, yes, thank you.
We appreciate you.
Váyase, Yanquita, váyanse a bañar.
Fanático frustrado.
Porque cuando yo vaya, I might get beat up. I don't give a fuck. Cuando yo vaya para Yankee Stadium y yo me pongo un shirt que diga Yankees cheater, tan, 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 tan. Se van a joder, tan, 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 tan. Yo no me digo esto, señores. Ahora, hablando en serio. Agarraron a Houston, ¿verdad? Supuestamente los Yankees están metidos ahí. Yo creo que todos los equipos tienen algo, están haciendo algo. Lo que pasa es que no los han agarrado.
Bro, but sign stealing is universal in baseball. Like,
It's always been a part of baseball.
It's always been a part of baseball.
They did some
gotta
high-tech shit with a little camera in center field.
Now that's different.
There's
There's been
worse than steroids.
Yo, pitcher tips his curveball. He slows down his motion, or he'll touch his hat or something before throwing a pitch. There's little things, but now they take it to the extreme. Now they want it to be camera and freaking banging of the noises and little mics and stuff. People said that Altuve, when he got the home run over
he had a little wire.
He had a wire connected to something, which is why he didn't want. He was like, "Don't touch the shirt."
Don't touch the shirt.
We will never know, but.
But if push comes to shove and the Yankees are in fact cheating, they cannot get a slap on the wrist. Nobody can anymore.
I think they will.
Because of the fact of the Astros?
No, because of the fact that they didn't win. So they cheated. It didn't benefit them. It got Girardi fired. Basically, that's what I think.
Yeah.
That's why he got
No,
fired.
but Boone was the one.
No, because it's from 2015 to 2017.
That's the time frame?
That's the time frame.
Okay.
So I feel like that's why he got fired. Because really, he took them where? To the ALCS?
Right.
And you want to fire him?
That's a little sus right there.
It's a little sus.
Now,
And what they do in that offseason, they got Carlos Beltran.
They did.
They hired him as an instructor,
As
as an advisor.
Now, talking about Carlos Beltran, good point right there. What the fuck is going on with my man's Cora now? Cora wasn't found.
He did. He got fired. He had to step down from Boston.
Yeah, but he said a statement the other day on ESPN along the lines like, I accept my punishment, but we were not involved in the totality of the.
Well, one, he was a
Something
coach.
like
He
that.
was a coach. So
This I know you were. So this is what he said. So when it first came out that the Astros cheated, the blame fell down. We talked about it. Fell down on Alex Cora and Carlos Beltran as the masterminds.
Masterminds, yeah.
And then obviously after
Angel
the commissioner's
Hazard.
report, it showed that it was actually the front office. It was Jeff Luna, and that he devised the whole system to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Alex Cora got the 1-year suspension, just like AJ Hinch.
AJ Hinch, yeah.
So basically, all that slandering, all that he was the mastermind, it was him and Carlos Beltran, it was false. He may have helped in it, they all played a part in it, but he wasn't the mastermind. That's what he was referenced to, that he wasn't the person who brought it up, who orchestrated everything.
Did everybody that formed part of this scandal get reprimanded?
As far as front offices, yeah, people got fired,
Nice.
people got suspended from the game, but players, nobody got touched, except for Carlos Beltran.
Except for Carlos Beltran.
and he was the
He
manager
lost
of
his
the
job.
Mets.
Bueno, mi gente, nada, te más digo que desde ahora en adelante los equipos que estén cheating, brace yourself, because if you think you're not getting watched, you're getting watched. And they're spilling the leaks late, intentionally. Now, for the last part of the show, ding, 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 we're going to talk about sleeper teams, sleeper players, comeback players, predictions. We're going to talk about that now.
Start it off.
I'm going to start it off.
Start it off.
My sleeper team for the 2020
tournament, because I don't consider it a season.
round robin.
Round robin.
My sleeper team for the 2020, hablando de round robin, no podemos ir sin hablar de eso, is in the American League, the Chicago White Sox. The Chicago White Sox did not end up favorably last year, but they have new acquisitions that I believe is going to take them to the max, to the World Series. One. In the National League, my sleeper team, the only reason why I'm saying sleeper is because their best player did not finish with them, which is Christian Yelich. He got injured, and that impacted them from the earth to the moon. That gap, right? My sleeper team in the National League is the Milwaukee Brewers. Why? Because I feel that they have the battery and the hitter that they have. There's no I in team, but there's an I in win. Right? Michael Jordan said that.
Michael Jordan said.
I feel like the Milwaukee Brewers have a lot to show for. They did contend in the playoffs in the past 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a shot. They have a shot. I'm a Met fan and I'm a Red Sox fan. Who's next?
Go ahead, Doc.
So my sleeper team in the AL is Tampa Bay Rays. I feel like that rotation is pretty potent. it's gonna be that that extra little piece.
Does Wander Franco get called up this year?
No. So they're running a 40-man roster. I think he's gonna be a part of that 40-man roster. Will he see some games? That I don't know.
Okay.
But I got them as my sleeper team in the AL.
Mm-hmm.
And the NL there's really no sleeper team because the Dodgers got it, in my opinion. Mookie Betts. That's gonna be that one piece that brings that championship to that city.
Okay.
But if I had to pick one, it would be the Mets with Yoenis Cespedes in the lineup every day.
Mm-hmm.
I think DH. That's my sleeper team.
Get rid of Mats. You have till August 31st for the trade deadline. Find a Sonny Gray for the Christ's sakes. Find somebody that's gonna throw strikes every 5th day. Not every 3 starts. You have one good one.
Now you're talking like a fan. Now you're talking like a fan.
Get away! Get rid of that guy. Anyway.
So my AL sleeper team. For some reason, I don't know why, I like Texas.
Texas who?
The Rangers.
The Rangers.
Yes, I like the Texas Rangers. They got Corey Kluber. They got some good pieces. They're good up the middle. Pitching is all right. It's not great, but it's all right. They could be competitive.
They got this guy from Cleveland.
Corey Kluber.
Corey Kluber, yeah.
He's got Corey Kluber, former Cy Young winner. National League, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves. We got Acuna.
Dissect that.
Superstar.
Acuna.
You got Marcelo Zuna. You got Christian Pache, one of the top prospects in their organization.
Dominicano.
He's most likely going to be like a Wander Franco. Going to put him in the 40-man.
Mm-hmm.
Might not see the field, but hey. We got Dansby Swanson. They're great up the middle.
Yeah, they are.
The corner, Camargo, he's a little iffy.
You got Freeman.
You got Freeman, who's best first baseman.
Arguably the best first baseman out there.
Right now. They just got Travis Darno.
No argument.
No argument?
They just got Travis Darno.
Rizzo.
The pitching is getting better. Bullpen is good. They just got all the pieces. And last year, to be honest, they could have made a run, but they fell into a team that was hot at the right time.
They flunked. My man's Bueller. Just fan them up. Bueller. That's my favorite pitcher in the National League. Anyway, and sorry, the Dodgers. I like your way of thinking.
I was going to say Cardinals too, but the Cardinals lost Ozil. That's a big bet.
That's a big bet. What I'm looking forward to the most when the name Atlanta Braves comes into my head is to see the performance of King Felix. I want to see how Felix Hernandez performs in that team. How he comes back from his long stint with his only team that he's played for in the regular season, the Seattle Mariners. Now he's like 37 years old. Let's see what he does with the Atlanta Braves. Now knowing that there's a universal DH. Now, guys, sleeper players, comeback player of the year. Darryl, go ahead.
Comeback player of the year, I would want to say Andrew Benintendi.
Oh, that's a great
Holy
pick.
shit, that's a great pick.
That's a great
They moving him back down to his second slot. I think he's going to have that bounce back season. And he's going to be one of the driving forces for the Red Sox to make that playoff push that we're going to need.
Now that Mookie Betts is gone, he has to step up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Honestly.
Definitely.
He has to step up and